Hi there, I'm Patrick Donegan with Hudson Sons. I'm here with Mark Manthano. Mark is the General Manager of the Cybersecurity Group within Sandbox AQ. Mark, very good to see you. How are you doing?
Hello, it's a pleasure to be with you today. I'm doing good.
Likewise. You've recently made a very important, a very major new release of your AQtive Guard security product. But before we go and talk about all the various aspects of that, which some of which are extremely leading edge, let's just give our viewers a brief background on Sandbox AQ. Tell us a little bit about the company, what you do for a living.
Sure. Sandbox AQ is a company that spun out from Google 3 years and a bit more ago.
Right.
It focuses at the intersection of quantum technologies and AI. And there are different product lines focused on solving different deep impact problems. There is a group that works on drug discovery. There is another group that builds machines for healthcare, leveraging quantum sensors. And then there is a group that builds navigation devices, also leveraging quantum technology. In our case, we're dedicated to cybersecurity.
Very good. Active Guard, the core part of your cybersecurity portfolio, up until now, it's been heavily focused on crypto management. It's been delivered as a product on premises, and it's been heavily focused on auto discovery. What are you introducing with the new release of Active Guard? What's new?
Sure. You're right that over the past 3 years, we've been evolving our product, Active Guard, and we've been working very closely with a small subset of customers from who we've learned a lot. But the product has evolved and reached a state of maturity that right now needs to get into a new stage. This new stage is what we have recently released, which is the first unified identity and cryptography management platform offered as a SaaS. With which we want to kind of get a wider public to be able to benefit from this kind of technology. Uh, yes, we initially were focusing just on cryptography management. Uh, we started by letting customers discover where cryptographic vulnerabilities are in a very comprehensive way across the IT. Then we evolved that into high actionable and insightful cryptographic inventories. And this has now taken the next evolution step towards a new platform that is able to both discover non-human identities and cryptographic assets, allows customers to to manage them, to have the full control of them, but also allows customers to remediate and to fix, mitigate issues that are raised by this platform, effectively kind of bringing the end-to-end to the entire workflow that allows information security teams to understand the risk and understand the security posture that identity and cryptography pose to their infrastructure.
Let's look at that a little bit. What are the character from a user perspective? What are the characteristics of identity management and crypto management which lend themselves to a comfortable, natural, inevitable merger that works for customers? Why identity management, merging with what you currently have rather than some other domain? What is the synergy between the two from a user perspective to start with?
Sure. Cryptography is the foundation for cybersecurity, and it can be found everywhere, even though it's not very obvious because there are not a lot of cybersecurity tools that give you this level of insight that we provide on this layer. What we do with cryptography is providing information security teams with the right tools to monitor continuously everything related to cryptography across their IT so that they understand how well or how far they are from a given um, regulation or from a given standard they need to comply with. On the identity front, it's taking this step higher, where we believe that the evolution that tech is doing requires for this modern platform to manage identities as well. And by identities, we mean cryptographic identities, like digital certificates. That could be one example of identity. But there are other sorts of identities that are uh, other sort of artifacts that we're also kind of bringing into the mix, like secrets or auth tokens or API keys. And what we want to help solve with this product offering is we want to give the possibility to customers to be able to monitor everything that they have across IT around identity, bring everything into a comprehensive inventory, identity and cryptography inventory, that then allows them to take informed decisions if there are alerts that need to be addressed because new vulnerabilities have been found. And then we're adding this important piece to the mix, which is automated remediation. We definitely are the best in finding vulnerabilities in these domains, the best in providing deep insights about what is going on with these findings so that anyone can understand. And we target different personas here, not only the technical audience, but also non-technical users of the platform. And then eventually we want to give the necessary tools for customers to go and be able to click a button and seamlessly remediate some of these really important vulnerabilities that we find by closing the loop with the entire automation aspect.
So that's the value from a user perspective. From a product architecture perspective, what is it about the underlying fundamentals of the architecture of ActiveGuard that allows it to be synergistic across those two domains?
Sure. So when it comes to the architecture and the data pipeline, we're basically based on two pillars. One is our sophisticated first-party sensors that we've been building for a few years now, and that we deploy across the infrastructure to get as much detailed information as possible from file systems, applications, network and other sorts of environments. But the second pillar is we also get information from third-party cybersecurity tools that are already present in a customer's environment. And what we're doing is basically pulling in that data that is already existing somewhere in a data lake, and we're cross-referencing that data with the data that we are getting through our own proprietary sensors. And then we combine everything into a unified identity and cryptographic inventory that allows us to prioritize alerts that are not meeting a given security standard, but that also allow customers, for instance, performing root cause analysis. The cryptographic inventory is built on top of a security graph, a security knowledge graph.
Right.
And the aim of that is for customers to be able to trace the origin of a specific issue that has been identified. We not only want to surface the issue, we want the customers to trace where is it coming from. And this can only be done through advanced knowledge graph functionality that we have put in place because we want to be able to remediate those automated in an automated manner. And only with this level of precision, with this level of insights, you're able to provide this functionality to the customer. And then finally, on top of this, we have powered ActiveGuard with our Cyber LQM, which is an AI engine that has been trained with both proprietary data that we have gathered and that has been curated by our world-class team of cryptographers and security experts, with and that we have combined with public data that resides on the internet, and that allows us to provide additional insightful information to the information that is presented to the user. And what the main functionality that the Cyber LQM is going to be providing now in this version, and that the customers will note will notice, is it's going to help customers filter the signal from the noise.
Mhm.
It's going to reduce drastically the amount of false positives that some of these tools usually raise. So we're going to be providing specific priorities with specific alerts and be able to provide a specific um, uh, root cause for a given issue to customers with all this technology. Finally, we're also going to provide a Gen AI-based cryptographic expert where customers will be able to interact with in order to get more information about given regulations or how to address a given issue. It's an engine that we have built and that we have trained with a large amount of cryptography and cybersecurity information that we believe will be very relevant to support the work of a persona working with our tool.
So the crypto management product space that you've inhabited for a while is well defined. The identity management space that you haven't been in up until now, that's also well defined. But it sounds to me from what you're describing, by kind of combining, fusing, converging the two, you're in the process of creating an entirely new product space. Have you got a name for it yet? Are you working with folks on how to define that?
That's a good question. So our aim is to be able to solve some initial issues that we're now observing in the AI security operation space. So as you might be well aware, and the audience as well, is that AI is being adopted at a very fast pace across all industries, all sorts of environments. And when we adopt technology fast, something that we know from the past is that we don't pay so much attention to certain cybersecurity aspects of these technologies that we otherwise would do. What we want to give to customers is the ability to evaluate the AI security posture eventually with ActiveGuard, and this is where we are headed towards. We want ActiveGuard to be the de facto tool that is used by information security teams to understand not only their overall identity and cryptography security posture, but their AI security posture. Everything that is related to a risk that might be posed or might be generated by AI in a given infrastructure.
So what you've just described there is, I think I'm right in saying, is that's a future release in terms
Yes,
of being right.
this is
Um,
where we are headed towards.
but
Yes.
that's also what makes that very interesting. So, with this current release, you've potentially created a new product space. When you evolve to then enable ActiveGuard to provide the cybersecurity around AI deployments, that's taking your newly defined product space into yet another direction. So you've kind of got two phases, if you will, of new product positioning, which is
Mhm.
unique in the marketplace. Are you going to, what is the portfolio referred to as internally at this time? And will you be kind of looking to name it at some point and call it a particular kind of product space?
So right now our product is ActiveGuard,
Right.
and we're gonna have ActiveGuard Discover as one set of capabilities or modules that are gonna be helping customers gain visibility and observability capabilities on identity and cryptography. We're also going to make available, generally available in Q3, AQtive Guard Protect, which is the automated remediation mitigation piece that is going to help customers with the click of a button uh, fix or remediate identified issues by the platform. But not only that, our aim is that by being able to enable protect in a given environment, we'll also be able to provide real-time threat detection and mitigation. So these are the two kind of exciting modules that we have within ActiveGuard for now, and for the ones in the future, I'm not sure I can share yet.
Right, right. But in terms of the, providing assurance around the security of AI deployments, that is a colossally important area for cybersecurity, one that everybody in the cybersecurity profession wants to see gotten right. I assume that what you're doing in the first instance is proprietary. Is there some, are you involved in some way in terms of trying to introduce some kind of standardization to that type of deployment, or is it a little too early for that?
It might be a little bit too early. We have deep connections with the standardization piece. We have a lot of contributions to different work streams that are helping advance the overall kind of security situation on quantum safe cryptography, for instance.
Right.
When it comes to discussing cryptographic inventories and overall kind of inventories that might be helpful for information security teams, where we've also been involved in some discussions. But the rest of items that we have now in the making cannot be shared yet.
Of course, makes perfect sense. Well, Mark, thanks so much for sharing what you guys are doing. The release is very exciting for a lot of people, I'm sure. Congratulations and great to see you.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you today, Patrick. Thanks a lot and have a great day.
You too. Excellent.